Hello, this is Jeff Mellon for Digital Tech TV for Informed TV. And today's topic is a couple different things. I'm going to talk a little bit about the new iPhones, the iPhone operating system, a little bit about smartphones, and 7 things you can do with Google that you might not know about. And so let's start out with the iPhone. Now, the iPhone or Apple just released a update, iOS 7 for their iPhone, so you can put this new operating system on even on the older iPhones, even the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5, the 5S. The 5S is the new one now that's out, and then there's a 5C that's out as well. So, but one of the big things about this new iPhone is this fingerprint reader, so you don't need passwords anymore. So that's kind of cool that when you pick up your phone, a lot of people will have it password protected, and you simply, rather than typing in a password now with that new iPhone, you can just put your thumb or your finger on there on a certain spot on the fingerprint reader, and it'll let you in. So that's a really neat thing and very convenient. The iPhone 5S, that's the one with the fingerprint reader, and then they have the 5C, which is a cheaper version. And then there's also an iPhone 5S 64 gigabyte phone, and that is what they call, I guess it's the gold iPhone. And I guess that's back ordered, though. I read that last week anyway, that it was back ordered, so I don't know if anyone even has any of those yet. So one thing that I've heard about, and my son has an iPhone as well, an iPhone 5, and he said that his battery life was kind of short on that. So I just found an article on USA Today, just today, about the how to boost your iPhone's battery life with the new operating system, which is that iOS 7. So, and I'm just going to read a couple words, couple sentences here. With the introduction of this new iOS 7, Apple added a ton of new and exciting features to the iPhone. But in order to show off all of these features, they decided to turn them all on. So with all of these features on, it uses the battery a lot faster. So if you notice that your iPhone with your new operating system is using your battery fast, then there's a bunch of things you can do here, and I'll go through some of these. And I'll also provide the link to that article on USA Today on our show notes so that you can go through and check that out and do some of those things to save on your battery life on your iPhone. I don't even use an iPhone myself, so it's kind of odd that I'm talking about iPhones, but it's such a big deal that the other thing too that I've noticed is that there at least in the past there wasn't a way to turn off. This might be a Verizon thing because we're on Verizon, and my son's iPhone sometimes he goes over his data limit, and there isn't anything that you can set so that it stops it from going over. But I think on this new iOS 7, you might have the ability to control that now. So because you can selectively turn things on and off, probably I think a bit better. So anyway, to help save on the battery for the iPhone, you can dim the brightness setting for one. I think it's defaulted to be as bright as it can be. And that, the light in the screen takes up a lot of battery power. Conserve your cellular usage. So if you're accessing the internet with your phone and you're not using a local Wi-Fi connection, but rather the cellular connection, that uses the battery more than if you were using Wi-Fi. So if you can use your Wi-Fi network, like if you have one in your house or office, and use your phone with a Wi-Fi network, then you're not using your time on your data plan, plus you're saving battery. With the cellular section of the Settings app, which I believe you can get to by swiping up from the bottom, the settings, you can select exactly which apps access the internet using cellular data. So you can disable the ability of specific apps from using from working or using the cellular connection, and rather have them work only with the Wi-Fi connection, and that would save battery life. Turn off AirDrop. And AirDrop, I don't even know what that is because I don't have an iPhone, but it says it's a feature where you can quickly share files, photos, maps, map points, and links with other nearby iOS devices. So if you don't use that, it's probably on your new iPhone or your new operating system with your iPhone. So you should turn that off if you don't use it. So background apps, you should turn those off. Or halt them. Actually, you can't really turn them off. You can halt them from refreshing. So the new to iOS 7 is the enhanced ability that allows apps to refresh their data in the background. And so you could turn that off and save some. If you don't need it, turn it off. It'll save battery life. There's all kinds of things that run in the background on these phones. So another thing here, limit notification wake-ups. That has to do with allowing apps to take action based on an external event. Disable spotlight search. You could do that to save battery life if you don't need it. Don't allow automatic downloading. Stop using parallax and dynamic backgrounds. So some of these fancy things that you can do or have your phone do, your iPhone, you can turn those off if you just, unless you really want them or need them. So delete some of your apps. A lot of people have a lot of apps on their phone, and you might want to get rid of some if you don't use them anymore. And there's certain apps that they are recommending here in this article that you turn off because they use a lot of background. Or a lot of battery life, I should say. So, okay, so those are some things. And like I said, I'll put a link to the article in the show notes so you can check this article out. But it's kind of interesting. I mean, I think a lot of people are running into that problem where their battery is running low. I found a list of smartphones, the top smartphones. And so I thought it'd be kind of interesting to take a look at that. I'll just read through this list. And several of these have the exact same score. So it's like three. Let's see, we've got, the Samsung Galaxy S4 has a score of 97 out of 100. Then we've got there's four of them that have 96, and that's HTC One, the Apple iPhone 5, the Samsung Galaxy S3, and the Motorola Droid Razr Max HD. So all four of those phones are in second place, really. And then here we've got a bunch more, 5 more that are 95, rated 95, and that's the HTC One, and the Motorola Droid Razr HD, the Samsung Galaxy S4, the HTC One, and the LG Optimus G. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Now those will be on the show notes too. I don't see a BlackBerry phone on there, and I've heard the BlackBerry is kind of struggling. So anyway, things to do with Google. Let's say I've got 7 things here that you can do with Google that you maybe didn't know about. You can get definitions. If you're wondering what a word means, you don't have to pull out a dictionary. You can just go to Google and type the word definition, space, and then type that word. And you'll see right there instantly, you'll see the definition for the word. You can adjust the reading level on Google so that it will limit the search results of the articles to a specific reading level. So let's say you have your son or daughter who's in 2nd grade and you're helping them search for something. You can adjust the reading level down to their level so that all of the things that are found with the search will match up with the reading level of your son or daughter. So that's pretty cool. That's amazing, really. You can use Google as a calculator. You can just go to the google.com screen, and in the search text box, you can just type in 25 times 50 and hit enter, and it'll tell you the answer right there. And of course, you can do more of the multiplication. You can do a lot of different calculations. So Google for a calculator. Google, you can use it as a translator. You can just type the word translate space and, well, I don't know if you can do that. Translate space and then the word. I'm not sure if you can do that because you have to tell what language you want. So, but if you just search for translator or Google Translator on Google, you'll find it. Or you can go to translate.google.com. And basically on your screen, it'll be self-explanatory. You'll see very easily how you can translate. And I've used it before to translate a whole sentence, and I'll type in the whole sentence, and then I can click on whatever language you want that to be in, and that language will be instantly displayed. Or if you find a website that's in another language, you can usually translate that right there, really right with the browser. Or you can copy words that you don't know what they are. Like if you're on Facebook and you have somebody that's speaking in a different language, typing in a different language, you can copy the words from there and paste them right into the Google Translator and hit translate, and it can be translated right to English. Time and weather, that's pretty easy. Just type the word time, hit enter, or type weather, hit enter. You'll see it right there. You can instantly find stock prices. Just type in the symbol. Even the name of the company a lot of times will probably give you the stock price. And of course you can use Google for Maps. So many people use that. Images, you can actually search images not only based on the words that you type, but you can upload an image. Like let's say you've got a picture of somebody, like a face shot of somebody. You can upload that picture to Google Images and search for other images online that are similar to that image. So you could actually find other pictures of the same person that you have a picture of. And that comes into play, and it's more useful probably in the area of genealogy, when somebody might have a picture of someone that's an old picture, and they're trying to find out who it is. That's depending on how, of course, there may not be a lot of pictures of other pictures out there of people from 100 years ago or so I don't know how valuable that would be, but it does come into play with genealogy, and it is really amazing that you can find similar pictures of other people that look like the one. So you could upload a picture of yourself even and search for similar pictures, and you might find other people that look like you, I guess. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. So like I said before, I keep saying this over and over, we'll have the show notes available so that you can check on some of the things that we've talked about if you're curious about them. Let's see, and we'll be talking about some other things. Another thing I was going to talk about a little bit was Twitter. With Twitter, I don't use it all that much, but there was an instance this past summer when I used it. I happened to be in Boston, and I was walking down, let's see, what was that street? Well, it was the street where the Boston bombing happened, and I was just walking by there, and the police had sectioned off an area that was probably very close to that area, and so I was kind of curious about what was going on, and a lot of people were kind of standing around, and so I went to my smartphone and I went on some news websites, and I didn't see anything because the news was just too new. I went to Twitter and searched for Boston whatever, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I instantly found some tweets from other people who were there, and kind of got the word out. So Twitter is in a situation like that, Twitter is so very useful. I mean, really up to the second updates of what's going on. If you can find, use the right search terms and find the right things. So that's very interesting as well. Twitter is said to be going public soon, the company. So we'll see how that goes. But Twitter can be extremely useful. It's got its place. It's fun whenever you need, like up to the minute, up to the second news, or if you're following a certain topic. I know recently with the Breaking Bad television show on AMC, there was a lot of tweeting going on, and there was some of the main actors had Twitter accounts, and they would talk about things as they were going on, and so that was kind of interesting too. That's pretty cool. TwitterWorks is really made for a smartphone, for a mobile phone, because of the short messages, and so Twitter has its place. So anyway, I wanted to mention that, and that's about all I'm going to talk about today. So I appreciate you listening, and thanks for watching me. This is Jeff Melland on Digital Tech TV for Informed TV. Thanks for watching.